Hello, fairy finders and fairy seekers. Welcome to FaerieQuest and to the part 1 of the Faerie House Project. And what we're going to try to do today is get some of the pictures off the wall in this room and get the carpet off the floor. And I'm going to take off what's around the windows as well and see if I can't get some of this dollhouse wallpaper removed, so it's down to the bare stuff. So we want an empty room here, and interestingly, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's cobwebs in this house, which is pretty interesting. So we're going to first try to get this picture off the wall, which somebody really did a glue job on it, so let's see what we can do. So I'm going to try some small screwdrivers and a hammer and see if I can at least loosen it up. These are really tiny, so excuse the noise. It's actually moving the dollhouse, but it is helping to get the picture loose a little bit. This is the noisy part, isn't it? May have to mute that when the time comes. So, not only did we get the picture off, we also got some of the wallpaper. Look at that. Some of the wallpaper peeled. So let's see how much more of that we can get. Here's the picture. Kind of a cool picture. Anyway, but yeah, it was glued on there pretty tight. So I'm going to see if I can do this while holding the camera. Looks like there might be another layer of something under there. I'm not sure, because as you can see, we've got wood here, but we've got white paper. Might have to use some soapy water to get some of that off. See, some of the white comes off, and some of it does not. So as you can see, it's going to be a little bit of a process to get the wallpaper off. I want it to be a completely barren room by the time I'm done here, meaning down to the wood. So, seeing if I can grab a hold of this one, which definitely is holding on. Could be interesting to get past this too, meaning the stairwell. So as we did it with the pictures, we're going to loosen up these oh, I feel like that went right through the wall. Interesting. Okay, well, let's see where it goes. Okay, I see where it's going. Go up top too. As I get tangled up in the spider web up above, and I'm trying to be able to let you see as I'm doing these things, and it means tipping the camera in interesting ways, but yet my hand will probably be in the way of the majority of it because it's inside. Not sure how others do it. All right, so we're getting this, and it pulled wallpaper and all, so we've got one piece off of there. I'm just going to save the wooden pieces because you never know. We've got this window is like a plastic thing. And that made this one easy to get off the bottom. So I'm putting all those up top. Let's see if I can get this one loose and this one. So that's going to take a little bit of extra here. Oh, there it went. There it is. And I know this is part of the, supposed to be part of the fun part here for video, but it's very difficult to film it. I haven't perfected that yet. So you see that part. We'll be getting off the wallpaper in this room. So let's see what we have for the floor here, how easily that will pop up. Oh, see, they used two-sided tape for that. So as you can see, I've got tape pieces on the floor here. That is what held down that carpet. Kind of a brilliant idea. So all that tape will have to be removed too. And here is the, piece of carpet. And, it's not super clean, but these are things that get saved because it is possible to reuse certain things for, if they're not too bad. And I believe I can actually wash that piece of carpet, so that might possibly be used elsewhere. And since the carpet came up, the linoleum wants to come up also. So we are pulling that. Ooh, look at the destruction. It's really stuck in the corner. They used an extra long piece of tape here. So this is what the back of this looks like with the tape. And pretty filthy front, but again, this is, pretty decent, solid paper. Now the toilet paper roll, which was also taped on, little brass handle, that's pretty cute actually. And then over here too, taped to the wall. Never did take this off. Okay, so with the help of the trusty screwdriver and hammer, we were able to do this with minimal damage, as you can see. So wow, look at that. So we've got better access to the stairs, to whatever we plan to do with this room. And I've peeled off more. I wanted to get that off of there because, there's more wallpaper that they kind of put right along the edge. And I think probably this wall was put in, I'm thinking after they put in the wallpaper, but maybe not, because there's just a little bit here that I need to try and do. But there is this white, and I want to make sure I have all of that off because doing the tin foil and paper towels, and I want to make sure that everything sticks as it's supposed to. Now, interestingly, when we get down here, pretty sure that the stairs will come out also. Yeah, see, the stairs are loose as it is. Look at that. Because this piece, or I should say this piece here, is missing on that side, and I don't know if it actually ever had one because it's pretty close over here to the wall. But I'm thinking, not sure how they secured, unless it's just glue. So give me a second. I'm going to see if I can put something down there and very gently do what I did on the other side. Unless they set this in some kind of grooving underneath. underneath, or put like little holes or something. I don't know. I would think. Oops, sorry about that. Ah, there we go. All right, so on the bottom side, and sorry about the hands and stuff, it's hard to know where to put the camera. But on the bottom side here, it was just very well glued. So there we have our stairs. And again, you know, I'm not getting rid of anything that I'm taking out of here, other than obviously throwing away the wallpaper, because some of it will be able to be used. But the reason I was looking at that is because somebody made, this is actually wood pieces, this floor. So that's going to be an interesting job, I think, taking off. Might actually be easier than the wallpaper, but okay, this looks like it might have been like a full sheet and has just been glued on there in the way that they wanted the pattern. So that might not be so bad to get off of there. This mirror here, I think was put on there pretty good too. Kind of a neat little beveled mirror. So I'm gonna do this, set the camera up here, and see if I can't very gently get behind that with the flatness without breaking the mirror. And crossing the finger, there we go, look at that. Ha! So we did it. We peeled off the mirror, and I see this one has a tag on the back from Michaels from 93. So we know that some of this was 93. Extra added little things, which kind of makes me wonder about the story that went with the age of this, but you know, you never know. So I'm going to continue with the demolition when I get to perhaps soaping the walls to see how well that will work, or I might look up what might be a better way to remove things like that, and also, you know, obviously peeling up the tape off the floor, because nobody really wants to work on a house when their hands keep sticking to the floor because of tape or glue and some such. So perhaps the next time you see the house, it will be completely stripped, unless I come back to show you something specific. All right, that's it for now. Okay, and before I forget, I wanted to show you, my husband and I went garage sailing yesterday, the 6th of August, and found this roller flattener, I forget what they're called, sorry, for the polymer clay. And I will be using polymer clay for some of the creations in the Faerie House. And also what came with this was a lot of polymer clay. This one I'll sort through because it's not all grand, but there's a lot of polymer clay in here, different colors that has, you know, Sculpey clay that has never been used. There was even this that has never been opened, oven baked Sculpey clay, and came with a roller for flattening clay when you don't have this, and or when you are, anyway, and some tools and some paintbrushes and things like that. So all of this was $10, which you cannot buy one of these for $10. And also the container that all the clay came in. So my husband, we were at the same garage sale, but he found this and went, "Hey, hun." And it's like, absolutely. And they even put it on a board, you know, to keep it from going anywhere. So the bottom has the squares. They put that on there. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so here is the living room. And the wallpaper actually came off of the walls pretty easily, except for there in the corner. So over here, we've still got a little bit of residue up here around the top, but some of that is also paint. So that one came off pretty nicely. Over here in what would have been the kitchen, we still have a lot of the white that I'm going to have to see if the soapy water will take it off, because it's like, it's very soft. You know, might be able to get a few bits, you know, started here, but they don't go very far. You only get like a teeny tiny piece. And, you know, the wallpaper will peel, but it leaves that tissue-like paper behind. So still have quite a bit to go yet. And I am going to also take these off, the pieces of roof. They just come off quite easily, actually. And we will use something absolutely different for the roof. So I thought you might enjoy seeing those come off. Of course, not all of them are going to come off as easily as what peeled off here. And you can see the glue and the lines that they used to make sure that they had them straight. On the front of the house so far, because as I'm doing the inside, I'm doing the front. So we've gotten rid of what goes around the windows. These are on there pretty solid, so I'm not quite sure what to do with those yet. As you can see, this peeled off pretty easily. And this probably, yeah, see, that'll pop right off too. So what's left then is, you know, what is just these pretty much, and then I haven't gotten to that one yet. And we have a lot of these shakes to peel off on this side. Looks like it could be a little bit of a chore. They look like they're on there much more solidly than the ones over here, which oops. But nothing that a small screwdriver can't take care of, and a little hammer. So yeah, we're getting there on the stripping. And then it will be time for me to figure out what to do for the plan for the house itself. There's part of a pile. I'm putting all this stuff into a bag, just in case it can be used again. So, for the time being, here's what we have. Okay, so as you can see, I have much of the wallpaper off. Still some in here that's stuck pretty hard. And much of it off in here, except for the corner. This would be the kitchen. And this room was pretty easy. Up here, I haven't tried to get the nursery horses off yet. But I do have a bowl of water here. Soapy water. And a washcloth. I'm going to try to wet this remaining, whatever it is, extra backing that seems to be on the wallpaper. I'm going to wet that and see how easily. Now you can see that it's bubbling, which is a good thing, I think, because that would mean that it may come off fairly easily. And I'm really not sure what to use. I have a toothbrush here. I thought maybe, but I don't think that's going to be tough enough. So hold on while I find myself a tool. Okay, so I found myself an old, what I believe is a paint scraper or wallpaper, and it is a razor blade, so I don't really want it to go too much into the wood. So I'm going to gently do the scrape and see how that works. And look at that. So there's the extra that is coming off, and I'm currently doing it left-handed. And I am right-handed because I'm holding the camera so that you can see. So this will take some patience and some work. So once all of the wallpaper is off and all of the shakes, which all of the shakes are off of this front side, and I have started also right here on the back side. So we have some of the shakes off. So once the whole thing now is completely stripped of wallpaper, with perhaps the exception of up here, because I'm not sure what to do with that yet, but once it is all stripped of wallpaper, I'll come back and show you the finished product, and we'll plan on where to go from there. Okay, so for the most part, the house is stripped, including the shakes, and some of that glue was really quite heavy and ripped up some of the wood here, but that's not going to matter in the scheme of things. We still have this at the base. Not sure if I'm going to take those off or not. Probably, but we'll see. And we've got the majority of the wallpaper and the wallpaper backing off. Some of it was already painted white. And all of this will be sanded before I work on it. The only place that the wallpaper may not be completely done or backing anyway will be up here. I will take care of that in a different way because of the way that things are shaped. It's a little harder. Things do want to come off though. So the tools used ended up being the spatula, and this is, I believe, a wallpaper remover or something along that line, and I broke the blade. And for the shakes and the shingles, I had an awl. Actually, I started using a small screwdriver first, but that slipped out of my hands and dropped into the slats of the porch. Lost that one. So anyway, that's what was used, as well as, of course, soapy water, warm soapy water, and a washcloth to get the water onto the wall. All right, so hopefully the next time we'll be covering the sanding, or at least maybe I'll have the sanding completed by the next video and we can actually start creating. And by then I might have a plan that I can share. So let's see what happens here. Until next time, take care.